Hello, my name is Thea Cannon, and I'd like to start with a prayer, please. Please, Yahweh, in Yeshua's mighty Kodesh name, and by the power of the mighty Ruach HaKodesh, please, Yahweh, could you put your hedge of protection around me and guide me in what I need to say. Let me be one of your vessels. I do this freely and willingly, and wish for your desires, Yahweh, to be completed here on earth as they are in Shemi. In Yeshua's mighty Kodesh name, Yahweh willing. Okay, so I've been asked by Yeshua, by the Elohim of Yahweh, to get on here and reveal some dreams that I've had. I actually was speaking to a friend of mine today, and we were talking about dreams, and my mind or memory was prompted to this dream that I've had over 20 years ago. Whew. And okay, in this dream I was driving along in a four-wheel drive, it appeared to be, yeah, and I had my daughter and my son in the car with me, and I remember everything. I remember seeing them, and we were in a desert, and I was approaching, I don't know, it was like a cliff, but then the next thing I know, they're nowhere near me in this dream, and I'm in the dream myself, free falling in the air, just me. Whew. In this dream, I remember seeing the bottom and thinking, even in my head I was thinking, people are meant to wake up before they hit the bottom. But for some reason I didn't. No. I remember seeing it and then thinking, this is going to hurt. Ooh. And then I hit the ground. I went in probably that deep, because I remember when I hit the ground and I'd made even an imprint of my whole body. I can remember what I thought, and I thought, oh, that wasn't that bad, that didn't hurt. And I stood up and seen the impression of my body on the ground and stood up and walked away. And then for some reason I ended up back in a four-wheel drive with my kids again and drove off. They've told me that, well, shown me that it's almost like what I've been going through in that initial first 6 months or so. It was almost like I did a ting. Ooh. Getting carried up in some of those offers that Hashatan and his fallen angels were offering me. And it was only by sheer luck that I was saved and able to get out of that, because I was listening, trying to listen to Yeshua, to Yahweh the Father through the Ruach HaKodesh. Luckily, I know that midway through that attack, I was getting told flat out, read your Bible, read your Bible, read your Bible. So I did. I just stopped everything else and put myself into reading my Bible again, really. Not stopped everything, but man, I just got up and all I did was read and read and read. I just wanted to read it all. I wanted to know where I was being deceived and what they were offering me and so forth, and reading that Bible saved me, and also them saving me. It was a lot of things. I'd learned a fair bit about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit before that. But while they were offering me the things they were offering me, like aliens and crystal people, and it was an endless list, because I kept picking through everything they offered me until I realised it was bullshit, and then they go on to the next thing. And the next thing, I think I covered them all. Oh, and the thing that saved me in the end was scriptures, remembering scriptures, and when they were offering me things, it was like, but that doesn't fit within scriptures. That's not written. There is only one way, and that's through Yeshua, Jesus. He came down here and he displayed Yahweh perfectly by his character. Perfectly. And that is why there is only one way through Yeshua, because if you follow him and learn his ways, then you're doing what the Father originally asked. All right. So yeah, I had some weird moments in my life. I had a really bad time at one stage in my life, and some things had happened, and I actually felt like I was up against a brick wall and I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get out of the situation that we were in. I felt stuck. And then a family member came to me and told me, they said, I've had this very bizarre dream. And I was like, oh, what's that? Please, like, tell me about your dream. And they proceeded to tell me that we were in a car and we were driving along. It was one of my children. I was in the car with my children in his dream, my son's. Oh, and he said that. He goes, Mum, we're in a car and we're driving along and there was a brick wall in front of us. And I tapped you on his shoulder and I said, Mum, stop, there's a brick wall. He said, and you turned around and looked at me and said, it's okay, darling, God's got us. He said, and we just drove through the brick wall and nothing happened to us and we're all okay. Ooh. Ooh. At that time, I really needed to hear that dream, because it was shortly after that we went through that brick wall and we were all okay. Ooh. Praise to the Elohim Yahweh. All right. And then there were some other moments where I suppose I've got to talk about and reveal. Oh, I've done it a couple of times to myself and learnt hardcore not to do it and what I was doing and not to go down that path. So there's been a couple of moments in my life where I was very sad and depressed about the situation I was in and I couldn't see a way out. I didn't have enough courage to really speak up for me at that time. And I would go away and find a spot where no one could hear me or see me, because I didn't like people to see me when I cried, especially my children. Didn't want them to know that I hurt. So these moments, a couple of them, I found myself alone, sitting in the dark and relaying all the bad things that had happened to me throughout my life. I was wallowing in the pain of it. It was like a little mini play in my head of just everything that was horrible and happening to me. And I was crying that bad and hurting so much that I could physically feel my heart. I felt like it was tearing and breaking. I got saved, I believe, because one of the times they used somebody else to, out of the blue, came out and called out to me and asked me to come back, which stopped me from wallowing in that pain. So I pulled myself up and realised what I was doing and thought, I was just sitting there replaying all the horrible memories and thinking I was stuck. And then I did it again a few years later. This time I was wallowing in the pain of, again, things that had happened and why, and just Why? Oh, oh, oh. And yeah, again, I could feel my heart starting to break. I was going down some bad thoughts, and they've told me that's what they do. They'll relive your trauma, your pain in your head and over again and make you think and dwell on it, and it hurts you, eats you up. So yeah, I was lucky. That night, for some reason, I was crying flat out, just about everything. And then my son calls out, he just was in the other room asleep. He calls out, Mum, it's okay. It's all meant to be. It will all work out. Whew. He stopped me because I think I could feel it. Ooh. It stopped me. And the next morning when I got up, I went to him and I was like, thank you for last night. That really helped me, you know. I was getting caught up in some horrible stuff that I really didn't need to think about and dwell on and think about in that way. I got caught up in the emotions of it, really. And he's gone, what are you talking about? I said, what you called out last night? And he goes, oh, I was asleep. I don't know what you're talking about. And I said, look, you know, you said this to me. I was crying. He goes, what were you crying about? I got no idea. Whew. Sorry. I know they saved me again through my sleeping son. He can't even remember calling out and saying it to me. Ooh. Oh, and I learnt too. You cannot sit there and dwell on your pain and on the things that have happened to you because you can get stuck. And you can literally break your own heart. Yeah. Oh. Oh. They were some hard lessons. But yeah, horrible things do happen in life. It's not good for one to sit there and dwell on them, especially feeling the emotions that you were feeling at that time, or even when we feel hopeless and we feel like we're lost and we're stuck and there's no way out. That's not true, because we're listening to the demons and the devil. When we go down that path. Yeah. I would say reach out for some help. Talk to your friends. Find a counsellor or a psychologist. Yeah. Be cautious. Have boundaries. There's a lot of people out there that want to run in and save you, but at the end of the day, you always refer to Yeshua, Jesus first, because it was always him that saved me and got me out of those situations. And would make me then realise, you know, what were you doing? Why were you doing that? Did that help you at all by sitting there in that pain? Did it help you in any way? Because, you know, they'd make me a reality check. What was that doing to me by sitting there and relaying those memories of past hurt and trauma? Did that help me? Was that good for me? No. Was being sitting there and dwelling on thoughts of being stuck and feeling stuck helping me? No. That's where they went, right, you need to pull yourself up and you need to look at this and lay it out. You're in this situation right now and it's not a good situation to be in. Write it out. What's going on? Why do you feel stuck? How can you get unstuck? And then the hard questions. you need to step out of your comfort zone, of your little spot where I was hiding, and you need to reach out and ask somebody for help if that's what you need. And that's what they used to do. Reality checks here. What is going on? What's your situation? What's happening around you? Are your thoughts in a good place? Are you in a stress-free environment? Do you need to make some hard choices and decisions that ultimately are going to make your life easier in the end? Oh. I'm learning something here for right now. Ooh. So, like I say, reality check, because we can't sit around and dwell on all the things that are, but we can think about how we can change the things that we can change. Oh, praise to the Elohim Yahweh for all that they give me. All right. So, yeah. Oh, I'm going to finish with a prayer. Yeah. Ooh. A little bit of guidance. Spiritual warfare tactics that they've taught me is in scripture it's written that Yeshua sits at the right hand of the Father, Yahweh, Abba, and Satan, Hashatan, used to sit at the left hand of the Father before he was thrown down. Now, when you hear your thoughts, catch yourself in your thoughts. Which direction are you looking in when you were thinking what you were thinking? It's a general way to find out. Just by catching yourself in your thoughts, you can determine what thoughts and how Satan can deceive you, because he can pass things off as looking good, but they're actually not if you really go down into it and really test it. Now, if you notice yourself looking to the right, you're listening to Yeshua or possibly a good angel. If you're looking directly above you, this is Father, Yahweh, who is all powerful over everything. Hashatan and the bad fallen angels come from the left. So catch yourself in your thoughts. You can do it. I've done it for over 20 years. It's long, it's patient, but man, it's paid off. And praise to them for giving me that ability to notice the little things in life. Because it's been about piecing it all together. And what I've realised recently is my whole life has been like a puzzle, and piecing it all together. Everything that I've learned, they've been guiding me along the way to learn these things for a reason, so that I can have them now as a weapon. Praise to the Elohim of Yahweh, for they are amazing, and we as humans can never see their plans or see their moves, or it's on the billion scale. Ooh, I see a small portion of it, but they move through me and they're moving through others, and they're doing exactly the same thing at exactly the same time, and we've never met, and I don't even know if they know about me. As soon as I come out with something, they're coming out with something similar, and it's like, how amazing is that the Father Yahweh and Yeshua and the Ruach HaKodesh can do something so amazing by working through billions of people, all to accomplish the same thing. It's amazing to see their hand at work. Ooh. Remember, the right hand's Yeshua. Oh. So praise to Yahweh for you and your Elohim Yahweh. So I'll leave you with a prayer. In Yeshua's mighty Kodesh name, Yahweh, please, would you forgive us our debts, please, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Yahweh. For thine is the power and the glory forever and ever, Yahweh. In Yeshua's mighty Kodesh name, Yahweh, could you please let your desires be completed here on earth as they are in the Shemayim, in the mighty Kodesh name of your Yaki Japan, Yeshua, your HaMashiach, and by your mighty Ruach HaKodesh, and by the mightiest of all names, you, Yahweh, our Elohim, Yahweh Ehad. I love you all, and thank you.